Hello everybody, I'm Nate and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about a couple of yo-yos I just got in, 2 days ago. I got in from my sponsor G Squared YoYos, and I wanted to talk about extremes in yo-yo design a little bit. I also wanted to kind of stress sort of the maybe importance of having variety in your own personal yo-yo collection. All right, let's get into it. All right, so with that said, extremes. These two yo-yos could not be more extremely different in design and approach. First up here, we have the Soy. This is an organic, very high-walled, kind of unstable sort of yo-yo. Definitely is going to take some precision as far as kind of making sure you keep it on the plane. Where on the other end, you have here, and this is kind of obviously more on the performance end, we have the Arbiter X, or the AL7 Arbiter X in the brass here. So much more rim weighted, extreme in design, doesn't have those high walls, and much more of a performer than the Soy is. Now, what do I like more than the other? What would I kind of lean towards the other? And maybe you can assume, based on if you know my preferences, if you've watched my videos, you might think I'm with the Soy, but actually not all the time. I actually really enjoy like a high performance yo-yo as well, because I like to mix it up. And I think that's really important, especially if you're kind of newer to the game, or you're getting to the point where your yo-yo collection is getting a little larger, and maybe you look at your box or your case or whatever, or your shelf or wherever you keep them, just scattered around the house maybe. And you might kind of look at all of them and you might really realize, wait a minute, they're all the same shape, they're all the same kind of, I don't know, performance kind of focus, or more, or maybe you're more in the other category, which I don't think as many people probably are, of intentionally buying yo-yos that are kind of more laid back, a little more chill, a little more everyday kind of carry, like the Soy here. Most people, I think, usually kind of just want to just really push and getting like the one yo-yo that's really just going to like perform every possibility that you can throw at it. And you want something that can figure spin well, it can do horizontal well, be long spinning, super stable, and really is just gonna like pretty much do the job on its own. I know that's obviously not true. It still takes somebody throwing the yo-yo with expertise, but you want something that can really keep up to your skill level and maybe even push you to that next level. And so you think, let's get something that's really high-end performance. But I'm telling you, yo-yos are supposed to be fun. And I think it's important to kind of keep each category in mind when you're actually creating a collection. And maybe for me, more importantly, not so much just executing the trick, but making that trick look like it's flowing, right? And it's smooth, and it's connected. And I think a lot of times gravitating towards maybe a yo-yo like something like the Soy, that might be a little more frustrating, right? Because it's at the higher wall, it may not have the stability like something like the Arbiter X has, or any kind of bimetal yo-yo has. But it might help you connect and smooth out your tricks in a way that you never even realized until you picked one up. All right, let's go ahead and toss these around a little bit and kind of talk about them a little bit. Give you some first impressions in case you don't know anything about these yo-yos. So we're going to start with the Soy. Yeah, let's talk about that. I like the color on this a lot. It's kind of this really subtle acid wash of almost like a brown copper with like a yellowish, greenish. It's kind of hard to kind of tell exactly what colors they are, but I actually really like them. It's very masculine, very rugged, so to speak, kind of colors. So spinning, we have kind of almost like a copper, light brown kind of look here. And I like that look quite a bit. Yeah, I like that a lot. I actually didn't realize whenever I first picked it up that it was acid washed. Now this is a really high-walled yo-yo, quite a bit. It has next to no rim weight on it. There's a very little kind of thin ring around there. It has like a mid-ring, like kind of stability ring, if you want to call it that, but it has a lot of center weight as well. And so as far as feel, it's going to definitely feel a little more old school kind of playing. That high wall, it has a smooth groove. Thanks Doc Pop for that invention. And I like the uniqueness of that. It has, has a step there, but it also has a couple like just kind of more aesthetic kind of rings there. And it looks real nice on there, but that's going to help you kind of keep a little less friction on the high-walled design there. When I look at a high-walled yo-yo, especially an organic high-walled yo-yo, the first thing I want to do, and the only thing I really ever want to do, is to throw regens. And that's kind of my thing with high-walled yo-yos. So if you don't have a good high-walled yo-yo, I would highly recommend something like the Soy. It is kind of making fun of itself, saying that it's not a very good yo-yo, but in fact, I think for those who enjoy this kind of yo-yo, like myself, I think you're really going to enjoy this yo-yo. I think it's going to really push you if all you're used to is really rim-weighted, really stable yo-yos. Again, I think as the whole video is about, really kind of pushing yourself and looking for something new that's really going to kind of get yourself out of your comfort zone, I think the Soy very much might be the yo-yo for you. All right, now onto the Arbiter X. This is the AL7 version of it. It is also brass, so there is a lot of things going for it. Of course, that brass is a little heavier than your stainless steel, so right away you're going to expect that if you have like the Arbiter X, like the original one, like I do. I'm not going to compare them really for this purpose here, but just a little bit off the cuff. The walls are a little thinner because it's 7068 aluminum, so you can thin that out because it's a higher density metal. And so the walls are thinner, and there's just a little bit more weight onto the rims. So, I mean, stability, crazy stable yo-yo. It's definitely going to get the job done for those spin times, that stability. I really like the shape of this yo-yo as well. It is very much like an H-shape organic, super comfy, but also just very capable as far as a performance shape. There's really nothing you can say bad about this yo-yo. I think this is the epitome of the Arbiter X as far as performance. I think it's the best of them so far. I really like that purple, and the brass just looks real slick together. Really like that a lot. And, you're also going to be able to get that finger spin, hub kind of design there. It's not finger spin hub, right? But there's space in there. There's a little pull in there. So if you want to kind of pop that up, finger spins, all of that stuff. Man, this is a fantastic yo-yo. Very much in the wheelhouse of somebody who maybe wants a yo-yo that's really going to perform really well, but it's also going to be really comfortable in the hand. There's really nothing that I feel like is lacking in that sense. So I'm not going to say which one I like best because it kind of depends on my mood of what yo-yo I'll gravitate to. And I do have the privilege of having a lot of yo-yos in my collection, and I realize you might not. But I would encourage you, if, again, the whole purpose of this video is to kind of challenge you maybe to look at your yo-yo collection and say, okay, what do I have? Are they all kind of in one category? Are they all V-shape? Are they all H-shape? Are they all bimetal? Are they, and if they are, I would encourage you maybe to pick up something that's a little bit more high-walled, maybe organic, something that's maybe not gonna be the craziest long spinning. I mean, a good yo-yo, there's no bad yo-yos really anymore at all, but maybe something that's a little bit out of your comfort zone. And I think by playing that, you might be reminded of how fun yo-yo can be. You also might get a little frustrated, which is fine too, because it might actually push you to maybe smooth out some of those tricks or find new tricks or elements that you might really enjoy, so that maybe when you come back to the yo-yo that you absolutely love the most, right? Because we all have our preferences, that maybe it'll kind of help with that process. So anyways, I hope you took something from that. If you like this kind of content and all that, make sure you like, subscribe if you don't already. And yeah, that's going to do it for now. Happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas and all of that. I'll see you in the next one. Later.
YoYo.